It's so rare for me to see anybody with this curls hairstyle. It's only about 10,000 MGP in the gold saucer, which you can make in like 3 or 4 gates. Does no one like this hairstyle? Or maybe no one thinks it looks good on them? Cause that's just a shame. Then again, there are so many great hairstyles to choose from, a lot given right from the start. But there's also a handful of unlockable hairstyles that just might be the style for you. Here's the top 15 of the rarest hairstyles in Final Fantasy XIV, either because they're hard to get or no one wants them. I'd normally do a top 14 because this is Final Fantasy XIV, but there's a special reason this list is top 15 this time. That's because at number 15 we have Lucian Locks, which is the hairstyle rocked by Noctis from Final Fantasy XV. In 2019, Final Fantasy XIV had a limited time collaboration event with Final Fantasy XV where you get to team up with Noctis to fight against Garuda. Well, that's certainly not the Garuda I know. Upon completion of the quest, you were able to purchase Final Fantasy XV themed items with MGP, one of the items being the modern aesthetics Lucian Locks. This event is planned to return in September of 2021, just a month from this video's upload. Players who missed out will have their chance to claim their Final Fantasy XV items, which will increase the number of users who have this hairstyle. But after the event is over, the hairstyle will once again be unobtainable. At number 14, we have the Battle Ready Bobs. Fans of the Nier Automata series will immediately recognize it as 2B's iconic hairstyle. It drops from Tower at Paradigm's Breach, the most recent Alliance raid. If you really want the 2B look, you may have to run through the raid a lot of times as you'll be competing with the other 23 people to win the loot. Same goes for number 13, Scanning for Style, which also drops from Tower at Paradigm's Breach. Because this raid is so recent, this hairstyle will just get more common over time. Both hairstyles can also be purchased from the market board if you can't be bothered to farm the raid yourself. But dang, can we appreciate that we got a whole Alliance raid series that was a crossover with the Nier series, and we got all this cool stuff with it? Because that's magnificent. Number 12, we have Saintly Style from the Ishgard Restoration content. To imitate the unique look of an Ishgardian Saint of Eld, get ready to craft. Ishgard's making you work for this. Craft and gather resources to aid in the repairment of the firmament, and you'll be able to purchase this hairstyle with 1800 Skybuilder scripts. Though with the firmament being finished in patch 5.5, you can now participate in celebration fates and possibly get the hairstyle from a feat present. At number 11, we have the Early to Rise hairstyle. To have this simple yet elegant braid, you need to run Deliberum Regine, a special 24-man raid that can only be entered through Gangos as part of the Bozja content. It's not a guaranteed drop in Deliberum Regine, but it can also be purchased using the gold coins from Deliberum Regine and the platinum coins from Dalriada, another Bozja raid. It can also be purchased on the market board. Number 10, Styled for Hire. You like PvP? Cause that's what you're gonna have to do. PvP's currency is wolf marks. You need 18,000 of those to get this dashing look that's in vogue amongst sellswords across the 3 great continents. I don't know what that means, I just read it from the hairstyle description. Going back to Bozja, we have Both Ways at number 9. It's a random reward from Zadnor lockboxes, which you'll get from completing Zadnor skirmishes and CEs, but you're gonna need a lot. It's a rare drop and you might have to open hundreds for this ponytail hairstyle. Next up we have Pulse. Named after the deity said to have created the world of Final Fantasy XIII, the Pulse gives you the hairstyles of lightning and snow from that game. You can only use the hairstyle that matches your character's gender, but if you ever Fantasia to the opposite sex, you'll be able to use the other one. It was part of the Lightning Strikes crossover event in 2013 and 2014 to promote the release of Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, but the rewards can still be bought on the MOG station unlike the Final Fantasy XV rewards. Number 7, Fashionably Feathered. Back to PvP. Again, you're going to need 18,000 wolf marks to rock this short hair look. Keep in mind that both PvP hairstyles cannot be purchased on the market board. Number 6 is Wind Collar, which is the hairstyle Lion has inside Bozja, and so to get this hairstyle, you'll need 150 Bozjan clusters, which you'll get over time by playing in Bozjan Southern Front or Zadnor. If you need to farm Bozjan clusters, consider finding a cluster farm party where your group will spread out in different zones of the map and kill Magitex for fast clusters. Alright, now we're at the top 5, but I'm about to rapid fire through all these, and you're about to see why. Number 5, Scion Special Issue 3. Purchase Y'shtola's modish attire from the online store to look like Y'shtola. Number 4, Scion Special Issue 1. Purchase Minfilia's attire to look like Minfilia through the online store. Number 3, Master and Commander. Ooh, you get to look like Amaric. Purchase that in the online store. Number 2, Charlayan Studies to look like good old Alphanon. Get this brand new attire from the MOG station, which is the online store, yeah! And at number 1, we have Scion Special Issue 2, Dancred, online store. And so the top 5 rarest hairstyles are all just real cash, huh? I guess it makes sense. Most people wouldn't buy these attire unless they're like a really big fan of the character or they're role players. And of course the male ones would be rarer than the female ones. It makes sense to me. Okay, but I can't end the video like this. 5 online store items. There is another hairstyle that's even more rare than all 5 of those. It's hard to say if it's an obtainable style because it's not really obtainable, so I don't know if I should put it on this list. Okay, but then again, the Noctis hairstyle, which was like the first on the list, is also unobtainable, so yeah, actually I'll just put it in. I'll call this one number 0. Now, presenting the rarest hairstyle in Final Fantasy XIV. Strife. Like Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII, you'd think the hairstyle replicating Cloud from the all-time iconic Final Fantasy VII would be a bit more popular, but the catch is the hairstyle is only available from Final Fantasy XIV contests and sweepstakes. There were several chances this year in 2021, but you still gotta get lucky pretty much. I talk about this a lot in my FanFest 2021 Day X digital activities video, but let's go over it again here. In 2021, you could have won this from the Favorite Dungeon Sweepstakes contest, where you post your favorite dungeon on Twitter to get randomly selected. During FanFest, there was also the FanFest Screenshot Contest and the Uznair Challenge. Again, you post screenshots to Twitter for a chance to win from getting randomly selected. Then there was the Benchmark Sweepstakes, where you post your male Vieira creation to Twitter. It's all Twitter sweepstakes, and it's all RNG. There's no way your screenshot has a better chance of winning than anyone else's. Only the art contests held for FanFest had less to do with random chance and more with what you can do. If your art, whether it was a digital illustration, physical craft, or some kind of screenshot made it into the top 500 finalists, you got to choose the Strife hairstyle, along with other exclusive rewards. But dang, really? Cloud's hair is the one they decided to make so exclusive? I entered all these contests for a chance to win too. I didn't go for the hairstyle since I'm a bunny and it's not for me. I went for the other reward, Noble Barding, which I did not win. But I actually entered on my alt character, Koopa Dale. I only entered one contest with this little fella, instead of like all of them. But look at what happens. Dude, I won. I actually won. I didn't know this. I won on my alt this whole time.
What did you win?
I won Cloud's hairstyle.
Oh shit.
That's so stupid. I can't believe I won this whole time. Alright, you can queue us up for trials. I'm ready. Speaking of hair, hi, it's me. My hair got really long over the last few years, and I told myself I'd grow it until COVID was over, but is it ever truly gonna be over? Well, I got my second vaccination shot recently, and things have been easing up in the world, so I think it's time to say goodbye to my long hair. Especially before I get too attached to this thing. I don't even like style it. No, I need to get rid of it right now. Yeah, can you just like cut it short?